What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about if you should use Sub4Sub to get your first 1,000 subscribers. And before we get into it, I'd like everyone to know that I am still growing my channel along with everyone else, and I am in the trenches with you. Just getting 1,000 subscribers not too long ago, I know how it is to click that refresh button and ultimately just stress over when you're going to get monetized. And if you like this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, stay towards the end where I will be transparent of what earnings look like on a YouTube channel with just around 1,000 subscribers. That way you can kind of see the growth and what you can expect once you yourself get to monetization. And with all that being said, should you use Sub4Sub to get to 1,000 subscribers? Now, let's talk about what Sub4Sub is before we move on. Sub4Sub is a way of marketing your YouTube channel to get more subscribers. And basically what you're saying to other people is, if I sub to your channel, you'll sub back to my channel. And that way, the thinking goes, well, if I reach out to 1,000 people and I sub to their channel and they sub to my channel, I'll get 1,000 subs. And that is correct. That's how it works. There's different platforms that you could do this on. You can go on a Discord channel. You can go on forums. I've seen them in YouTube live videos where they just play a live video and then everyone's like, Sub4Sub, you know, just let's grow our channels together. And on the surface, this all sounds great. No one's finding your videos, no one's watching them. So you think, well, the only thing I can do is start Sub4Subbing or view for viewing, like for like. And that's also another topic for a different video, the whole view for view thing. But sticking with Sub4Sub, why would someone want to do that? And mostly, they're not too concerned about getting real subs. The issue is to monetize on YouTube, you need to have 1,000 subscribers. So everyone is just climbing to get to the 1,000 no matter what, whether people are watching or not. And well, that's a great goal. If you don't have the watch time, then all this is pointless. Having 1,000 subscribers and no views, I mean, what does that do for you? It doesn't do anything. And when you go and ask all the other YouTubers, there's plenty of videos on this, they'll all, most of the time, say, no, it's a bad idea, don't ever do it, never Sub4Sub, end of story. But let's hear what YouTube has to say in their terms of service. And under the permissions and restrictions, it reads, cause or encourage any inaccurate measurements of genuine user engagement with the service, including by paying people or providing them with incentives to increase a video's views, likes, or dislikes, or to increase a channel's subscribers or otherwise manipulate metrics in any manner. And the key to that statement right there is genuine engagement. Now, YouTube wrote this kind of broad, and ultimately it's up to YouTube. If they don't like your channel for any reason, they can bring it down. If they want to change their terms of service, they can do it. It's their platform. We as users don't really have a right to it. We can't demand that, oh, this is wrong. YouTube, you have to do this, or YouTube, you have to do that. YouTube does what it wants. So they wrote this in a way so that if they deem it necessary that, you know, they don't like what you're doing, they can ban your channel, delete your channel, get you off the platform. And let's think about Sub4Sub again. So you go on a forum and you post and say, I will sub to your channel if you sub to mine. You know, it seems pretty innocent, and you exchange that. You sub to theirs, they sub to yours. How is that different from you going to people you know, maybe friends or people on Instagram saying, hey, I started a YouTube channel. Do you want to support me? Go ahead and subscribe. or going to your mom being like, hey, I did this, mom, can you subscribe? You know, your uncle, nephew, whoever, you know, you're really just marketing your channel. And it's up to those people if they want to stick around and keep watching. So why is it really against the terms of service for YouTube then, if it sounds like such a small innocent thing? And one big issue is fake accounts or inactive accounts. So a lot of times if you go onto a Sub4Sub Discord channel, people will be saying, I'll give you 5 subs for 5 subs. And you're like, well, how does that work? Well, the person has 5 different YouTube accounts, and they use all 5 of them to sub to your channel. And in reality, they're one person. So you're manipulating the metrics in that sense, because really you should only get 1 sub, but the person's providing 5. 1 real one that he probably uses, and 4 others that are just inactive accounts. He probably never logs onto them at all, besides just to trade Sub4Subs. And that is one of the big problems. And I believe that's why YouTube has that written in the terms of service. Now, it's going to be hard for YouTube to differentiate a real Sub4Sub. Is that a real person with an active account subbing to yours in exchange? You know, and I think in that end, you could argue it, argue your case that that is marketing. But the issue is YouTube is so big that they don't have time to look on a case-to-case basis. Once you go for monetization, or they want to go do some audits of some sort, they make the determination on what they think. And if you have, let's say you did Sub4Sub and you got 10,000 subs and your watch time is just low, you have 10 hours of watch time in a month, that looks shady. And so your odds of being audited are going to be higher than if you just did Sub4Sub a couple times, or you know, you verified it was their real account. You didn't do any of the ones where they offered you, you know, 10 subs for 10 subs, you know, things like that. Because that's in clear violations of the terms of service. Just because you're manipulating the metrics. You are. When someone has, let's say they open 100 YouTube accounts and they offer that to you, and you just be like, oh, well, I'll have all 100 of them subscribe to you. Those aren't 100 real people. You don't want that. You don't want to get messed up and mixed up with any of that behavior. So hearing all this, you might think, okay, well, I'll just do regular Sub4Sub. I know this is a real person. I've seen their channel. I've checked it out myself, and they're a growing YouTuber just like you are. So, you know, what's the harm in that? And the real issue is, when you Sub4Sub, are you really watching their content? Think about that. Did you go on their channel? Did you watch it, the whole video? Did you think about giving it a thumbs up and commenting? Do you see yourself watching another video that they make? Most of the time the answer is no, and the same goes for them. Most likely they're not going to want to be watching your content. So yeah, you have an extra subscriber and you're, you know, one closer to monetization, but your watch time doesn't go up. So a lot of people will say, well, it's a waste of time. And in a sense, it kind of is. In the grand scheme of YouTube, having subscribers that aren't watching your videos, that's an issue. Because right now, you could start a YouTube channel, have 0 videos, go on a Sub4Sub forum or platform of some sort, and get 1,000 subscribers with 0 videos. But again, what's the point? At that, you're just wasting time, because Sub4Sub, it's time consuming. Every day you're logging on and you're like getting messages from people saying Sub4Sub, and you do, and like, well, that's one. And then you post more everywhere, Sub4Sub, and then you get 1 or 2 more. You have to do that 1,000 times. Think about all the time wasted that you could be making videos, or you could be learning actual marketing through Twitter or Instagram, or, you know, starting a blog. So really keep that in mind before you go on this road to Sub4Subbing. Just, you want to use your time wisely. And I have a video that, you know, touches on that. I'm going to put it down in the description if you want to go ahead and check that one out too after this one. But you really need a better return on your time, because that's all you have. You can't get any more time. You know, every day you get a little bit older. So to summarize all this, yes, we all know the key to a successful YouTube channel is to create good content. And there is nothing wrong with going out to your friends or on your forums that you frequent and telling people, hey, I started this channel. It'd be great if you checked it out and sub. And if you come across some other people that have a channel and you want to kind of swap subs and just be like, hey man, check out my channel, I'm gonna check out your channel. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's how things happen in the real world anyways. I've met people, and said, hey, I have a YouTube channel. And they're like, oh, I have one too. And we're like, oh, what's your channel name? And we swap channel names. Yeah, is that Sub4Sub? In the definition, yes, but it's a natural way. You have to let people know that you're doing it, and everyone wants to be part of this community of growing YouTubers where we help each other out. But just know that these people might not stick around, so don't bank on Sub4Sub as getting an audience. Don't be fooled to thinking Sub4Sub will get you a following. It won't. And remember, YouTube does what YouTube wants. So if someone's offering you 10 subs just by themselves on, possibly 10 fake accounts, that is 100% against YouTube's TOS. Don't do it. Chances are good you could get banned. If you're on forums and you're like, hey, check out my channel, sub, I'm gonna check out your channel, I'll sub, that is a gray area. And remember, YouTube could cut you off at any time if they don't like that. So keep that in mind when you're weighing the pros and cons of, using Sub4Sub type activity. It could be a good way to elevate you a little bit, like a little bump, but in the end, that little bump's not going to change and turn you into a millionaire. It's not even going to get you $1,000 or $100. It's not really going to do much. It's just a slight little bump. So time is better spent doing other things, in my opinion, like making more videos, learning how to edit a little better, messing with your lighting and your sound, getting on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, getting on forums, getting your name out there, making these solid connections, doing collaborations with other YouTubers that may only have 200 subscribers. That's where your time should be going, not sifting through all these forums and trying to find Sub4Subs and begging people to, sub to your content. There's nothing wrong with mentioning it every now and then, but stay focused and make more videos. Learn how to market, and it's going to go a lot farther than just doing Sub4Subs. And thanks to everyone for sticking around to the end of the video. I want to be transparent about what my channel makes and what I do with the money. So I'm going to throw up a couple graphs here. One's going to be how much I've made through YouTube ads, and the other one's going to be how much I made through affiliate links in the last, I think I'm going to throw up 28 days or a month. And, so that's it. It's not much, but it's slowly growing. And that's what we want. We want that snowball. We make a couple dollars this month, and the next month maybe it doubles. We want all that to happen, and it's a slow, gradual thing. So, be proud and happy of, what you've done so far. There's nowhere to go but up. And I want to thank everyone for the support, the subs, the comments, the views, just everything. Every penny that I make from this channel goes into my TD Ameritrade account, which then buys index funds, mutual funds, any sort of thing that will grow my retirement. And hopefully I can retire soon and keep making these videos for everyone. So thanks for joining me, and good luck on your YouTube channel.